Radical.
A couple days ago, I talked about how high gas prices were getting, and I guess I read an outdated article because I said gas might hit $5 a gallon, and a lot of you chimed in, depending on where you are, and you said, Rick, it's much higher than $5 a gallon in some places. So I stand corrected. One other thing I've noticed, and I've done some investigating here today, is used car prices going through the freaking roof. Through the freaking roof. I think I alluded to, I was inquiring about a new Camry TRD Sport version, which I was thinking about getting, It's not exactly as fast as a Camaro or a Mustang, but it's like a 6-second car. And, it's also a freaking Camry. So, that's got to get some high marks for one of the most reliable cars, yet, very sporty. And it looks pretty good in red, except for that front end. The front end looks really really odd. But yeah, so I went around today, just different car lots, and I'll try to make this kind of brief. But one car lot I went to, the only one I went to that had low prices, I'm talking about maybe cars in the, 2,500 to 3,000 range, something like that. I was specifically looking for cars like just in that range to kind of see what you could get, what could be had for $25,000 to $3,000. Now, if you go on marketplaces or Craigslist, that's probably your best deal. But I was just strictly going to dealerships. This one dealership, my goodness, it seemed like every car I opened and looked at looked like somebody threw up in them. You're looking at like multiple rips in the seats, lots of dents. Man, and I wasn't there that long. I was not there that long. That was the first place I went to. Then I called some places. I think I only went to maybe 2-3 places, and one was a run-through. And I just looked at the prices on the trucks, and I was like, wow, this is kind of crazy. And I didn't have any intentions to really buy anything. So, I got a lot of these people excited thinking I was really interested in some used cars. There's this one woman named Aaliyah, and I just called inquiring about, a white Mustang I saw. And it was about maybe $4,000 or $5,000 more than it should be. It was 2007, and I think they wanted $14,000 to $15,000 for it. And it was high mileage too. And it was a convertible. Mustang convertible. But this girl, Aaliyah, I don't have the exact text in front of me, but I talked to her for all of 2 minutes, and I guess I made the promise, well, I'm busy, I'm headed to work, but I'll call you back. She blew up my phone with 3 texts. One was like, hey, I enjoy talking to you, and I'm thinking is this for a date or something? No, it was to sell a car, of course, but it just the way she kind of came across with the text was kind of invasive. And then the next day, she was blowing up my phone too. She left me a long text hey, we just haven't got to touch base and everything. And, I'm Aaliyah again. So if you want to call me and just to talk, whatever. I was thinking about calling her and just be like, hey, Aaliyah, you got kind of a sexy voice. I don't think I'm really interested in getting in a car as much as I am. She's like, well, that might be possible. We could go on a date and I could tell you about this 2007 white convertible Mustang. I'm like, Aaliyah's got me on a date just trying to sell me a car. And then the other place I went to and looked around, which was really weird, I go to this car wash and it's right near this dealership. And it's a used car dealership. And I walked the lot and it looked like they were open. But 2 straight days I walked the lot and I went to talk about this one particular vehicle that I've never seen one. Well, I've seen one driving around, but I've never seen a 97 Saturn Coupe. I know a lot of people turned them into, it's a somewhat popular project car. It's a weird kind of project car. I've seen some people do some stuff with, late 90s Saturns. It's not a bad looking car either. It's not. Those and maybe, I think Sunfires, sometimes people, they get them cheap and then they put bigger engines in them, Fun project cars, I'm guessing. So the third time was a charm because I finally got through to somebody there, and it was a woman that didn't know much about the car. So Long story short, this guy calls me back because I left my number there, which I really didn't want to do because I'm thinking, okay, the instance with Aaliyah, I don't want a lot of these people blowing up my phone. So I left the number there. He called me back. I said, so tell me about this Saturn there. Well, to give you an example of how high used car prices is, the Saturn is not really a sought-after car, to say the least. It's not a Toyota Corolla. It's not a Honda Civic. He was wanting $4,000, almost $4,000, $3,999 for this 97 Saturn. Now, granted, I looked at it. I looked inside, and it was pretty clean inside. Didn't really have a lot of blemishes or dents or anything on the outside. Gold paint. That's the common color of those Saturns. And it looked good. It was a good example of a 97 Saturn. It looked like it was well kept. 150,000 miles, which is not a lot for a used car from that time, but still it's 150. And still we're talking about a 97 Saturn. That's a 25-year-old car. So chances are, you're going to have a lot of the, underneath of the car that you have to replace. You might have some stuff that happens because it's a quarter of a century old car. Okay? 4,000 he wanted. I don't know if he even said there was any wiggle room, and it was manual, which might be a positive thing for a lot of people looking to make this into a project car, but still, sticks usually get less prices in general. So he was asking $4,000 for that 97 Saturn. But there was one car that I particularly had an interest in, and I thought, that looks pretty clean. I probably wasn't going to buy it. One thing to know about me is sometimes I take on projects and I never finish the projects, and then I wind up just selling the car or whatever. But, working on and fixing up cars, not really the engine stuff. I don't know a whole lot about engines, but fixing up the interiors, cleaning them up, maybe flipping, reselling, that's something I've done in the past. Well, it was I don't think he even knew what it was, what the year, a 99 or a 2000 Camaro. And it was a top-of-the-line Camaro, and LS, I'm not sure what they were called. I'm not sure what he said exactly, the trim level. I'm not a Camaro expert, but it was a V8. It was a Big Daddy V8, and it was, I think, the highest trim you could get. But it was also, convertible. Convertible. I just don't like sports car convertibles, specifically Mustangs or Camaros. That's just me, maybe. But yeah, it was silver. It was clean looking. I really don't care about those Camaros specifically because the front end kind of looks like a fish. I don't really like those Camaros, but this one, it did look clean. Now, what do you think? Oh, by the way, also it had 92,000 miles on it. Under 100,000 miles. Apparently it was garage kept. There's no way of knowing that, but maybe this guy picked it up and it was garage kept, which is always a good thing. People taking care of their cars. So, 92,000 miles, 2000 Camaro. How much you think that would probably cost? I assure you, the number I give you is going to be higher than what you think that would pull down. Right up under $11,000. $10,999. I went to get some work done on one of my cars today to get the Freon, I guess it's called, whatever they do to fix the AC, And I told them that. And they weren't really shocked. What they told me was, listen, if you can avoid it, get your cars worked on right now. Like right now, do not buy any cars. Specifically, don't buy used cars. You're going to pay thousands, not hundreds more. You're going to pay thousands more of what you normally would. I'm like, what the hell's going on? What the hell's going on? I just, that's insanity. $11,000. Let's put that in perspective. $11,000. Like, how much are the brand new Camaros? Now, granted, would not be a V8. You'd be getting maybe a V6 or the turbocharged. I know there's 4 cylinders in the, do the Camaros have 4 cylinders now? That's the popular thing is these turbocharged 2.0 4 cylinders. Okay. You'd be paying like 25, 26, maybe 28 for a bottom of the line newish Mustang, maybe a couple years old, maybe 10, 15,000 miles, something like that. And that's brand new. That's brand new. That's a big ask. $11,000 for a Camaro that's over 20 years old. Still looks clean inside and out. I saw the outside, didn't see the inside, but he assured me it looks clean. But still, come on now. We're getting towards, I'm almost half more than you're going to get yourself into like a brand new version of the same vehicle. And that particular car, I don't think that was really sought after, especially like not the convertible, you know? Just feels like I was looking at it, feels like there's another trim right above that, but maybe not. Maybe not. So yeah, just wanted to share my day of looking around for used cars. Maybe a lot of you have some stories to leave in the comment section down below. Have any of you had to buy a used car or truck right now? And tell me exactly how painful it was cost-wise.